Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and the Bitcoin and blockchain related stocks that do trade over the counter. They have been on major runs this last week. There's been a big run in Bitcoin, as you can see here. It's up 6% on the day, so it's been up huge over the weekend. It's above 4,000, up here at 4,079. It's got a lot of steam right now. It's trucking right along. It's up it's up 25% for the week, up $1,000. So it's gone from down here at 3,200 all the way up. It hit 42. So right now 4,200 is the big level for Bitcoin to break. We want to see a break above that level to signal more upside potential. It's got a lot of momentum going right now. As you can see, Ethereum slowed down a little bit. It's down 4% on the day. Several of the cryptocurrencies did cool down a little bit. You can see Litecoin's down 2.48%, but Bitcoin has been charging ahead, and mainly it's been with the Japanese trading. That's accounted for 25% of the trading, and another part has been there's been a lot of trading in China as well, accounting for another 12%. So yeah, there hasn't been as much trading in Bitcoin in USD as there has been overseas, but it has been on fire nonetheless, and the Bitcoin stocks have been running. So the big dog for the over-the-counter stocks is GBTC. That's Bitcoin Investment Trust, and only 95,000 shares traded, but with the share price at $616, that is quite a lot of money in volume. So there's actually very big money flow in GBTC, and this basically follows Bitcoin and Bitcoin's movement. And so currently it's at 78 up here on RSI. As you can see on the previous run, it did run up above 90. Fasto has been cruising, in the overbought power zone, currently at 96. You can see here there was the crossover on ETH.X, and it's just been pushing higher. This was alerted first to everyone that's been following back here on the break and close above the middle Bollinger Band back here in July. And so notice that the candles have been staying above the dotted purple line ever since that time. It also had closed back above the 50-day simple moving average. So the big development this week last week, what we were looking for was a close above the June 6th close, which was back here, and that happened on Thursday. And so the close above that level on Thursday was signaling more upside potential, and there was a gap up open. Notice there's a space on the chart, and the share price ended up running up and closing at 616. On a pullback, you could possibly see that gap fill. That's down there around 550. There is another gap on the chart down here that would take it down to 448 between these two candles. There's two unfilled gaps in the chart right now. It's pushing super hard. There was a volume spike back here. It was the largest volume day since back here in June. So volume has been increasing since the bullish crossovers on MACD. So this is a really strong uptrend. It's on breakout mode. It is hitting all-time highs. This was an all-time high close for GBTC. If you take a look here at the weekly chart, this is the history. This is GBTC started trading back here in May of 2015. So this is the complete history of the trading of this stock. And so as you can see here, it closed the week at the highest weekly close of all time. So it's pushing, it's pushing very hard. It closed back here above this May high close level. So that's going to be the key level to hold on a pullback, and that is lining back up with this $500 level. And then you can see the gap down here at 475. So that puts that 480 level for the gap between the two candles between 2 weeks ago and last week. And so basically you've got good volume. You've got a very strong uptrend on this is on total breakout mode. And so as long as Bitcoin keeps heading higher, GBTC will do the same. If Bitcoin pulls back, this will pull back as well. And then what you really want to see is this middle Bollinger Band down here, all the way down at 323. As long as that's holding, then this uptrend is intact. This is a super strong multi-year uptrend. And so as long as this weekly chart is bullish, the signal is to keep riding. On a pullback, you really want to see EMA4 support hold. If you notice here, the candles had been been riding EMA4 support the entire time. There was a drop down to EMA8. So 505 is the big level on a pullback. If that breaks 453, the 450, 500, two big levels to hold. Okay, so let's look at BITCF. Okay, this stock closed up 57% on Friday. It's been on one heck of a run. It's up, it's been up 300% from our alert back here. We posted alerts on the 7th on Monday of last week on the close above the middle Bollinger Band of the 50-day simple moving average, and it just ran every single day of last week. As you can see here, it did form a bearish 3 gaps up reversal pattern, and then it had a 4th gap up on Friday. So the chart is very frothy. If you look up here, you've got RSI all the way at 93, so it's at extreme overbought levels. You've got Fasto up here at 82. If you look at ETH.X here, plus DI is at these very all-time very high levels. This is all signaling that it's getting ahead of itself. So if it does pull back for some reason, we were thinking that maybe on Thursday, as you could see here, there was a giant volume spike that followed 3 previous increasing volume bars, and so we were thinking possibly Thursday was going to be a climax spike with this long upper wick. Maybe people were taking profits, but it kept pushing higher, and then now you've got Bitcoin up. It's looking like it's up another 12% possibly over the weekend. That should keep these stocks going. If they keep following Bitcoin, this should remain in play. If there is a pullback currently, EMA4 down here at basically $1 is the key level to hold. You want to see BITCF stay above $1. You don't want to see it drop back below if you are a bull. You want to see it stay above that level. If you look down here, MACD is getting just totally parabolic. Look how it's completely vertical. That is unsustainable. At some point, it is going to cool down. It can't go on for an extended period of time with this trajectory. But while the good times are happening, you just have to keep riding. You keep riding. What we recommend is following the 15-minute chart, and so we discussed that in the chat. If you'd like to learn more about that, come check out our chat, and we'll teach you about how to trade from using the 15-minute chart. If you look here at the BITCF monthly chart, you can see here this is really showing what's going on with this stock. Okay, so this is a monthly chart. Each candle represents 1 month of trading as opposed to one day or 1 week, and so for 2017, this is pushing the highest level of the year for the month, and keep in mind that this monthly candle will not set until the closing bell on the last trading day of the month, so a lot can change between now and then. There's a lot of trading. This could create a long upper wick. Who knows? It could close red for the month. You just never know. But the bottom line is that the monthly chart, it has a very, very strong uptrend going. The candles have been riding EMA's 4 and 8 support for since this breakdown here of last year back in November, and it's just been a strong uptrend ever since. You have to go all the way back here. So first, if you go all the way back here into February 2006, all the way back here to February 2006, you can see that there was a close above that level earlier this year, and then the closing price here on April of 2017 was the key level to break, and so this month BITCF is breaking above that level, and so that's going to be the key level to hold. Okay, so if you're a bull, you want to see it close above this red line here, and so if it can close above that red line, then it could be signaling a bit more upside potential. What we're looking now at the big resistance level is over here between the close, the monthly close on this candle and the monthly open. Okay, and so that's going to be the key level to break. You can see there was a big drop in between these candles, so there's not a lot of resistance. So this could really keep breaking out higher if it can get above the next key resistance level. If you look at the volume down here, the volume has been huge, so there's big volume behind the move, just keep in mind that once again EMA4 here is at 80 cents, and so that would be the first support level on a pullback, and so you want to see a that level hold, and if it did drop back down to 80, then that would put it below $1. Once a stock breaks above $1 and it's been in penny land for an extended period of time, look how this has been below $1 for multiple years. This is hitting the highest levels that it's been since 2005. So you have to go way back since it's been at this type of level. So this is a major breakout, and the key is the volume. If you look at the volume behind the move, there's giant volume. So yeah, there's big money pushing this higher. So yeah, so we'll see if this can continue. Okay, let's look at BTCS. If you look at the daily chart here, RSI is at 81. Okay, this is the last chart that we posted, and if you could see here, it filled the jar back to this resistance level on Thursday. Okay, so filling the jar is where you know, it hit a high back here in May and of May 25th. It formed this doji, and that was a high, and it pulled all the way back. It found support around 5 cents, and then it came all the way back, and then on Thursday it closed right at that level. So it closed right at the key resistance level on Thursday, and so you know, when stocks hit a key resistance level, it can either form a double top or it can break out higher, and this happened to break out higher on Friday, and so it pushed well above that key level. You'd like to see, if you're a bull, that 14.5 level turn into support. On a pullback, EMA 4 at 15 is the first level to hold. This did close well above the upper Bollinger Band. Sometimes when that happens, the candles do work back into the band. So 15 is the big level to hold on a pullback. You'd like to see it stay above 15. Notice there was big volume behind the move. Once again, you know, Bitcoin's up huge over the weekend, so there's a good chance that this could keep cruising higher. They might even gap open higher all the Bitcoin stocks, because they closed super strong into the close on Friday, except for there was a upper wick did form on this candle, so this did pull back from high of day, but they did, you know, they were very strong, and you know, so there is a chance of a gap up open. If you look here at the BTCS weekly chart, because it's breaking out on the daily chart, you can see there's a breakout on the weekly chart as well. Okay, so if you look down here, there's this descending resistance line, and there was a close above it for the week last week. So you'd like to see that level hold. That's at 14 cents. So that's putting that 14.15 level back as like a key level to hold. You've got EMA 4 at 13. That's another key support level. And so the big move this week was the break above the green line here, which is the 50-week moving average at 0.0976. That was a very, very bullish move. There was a close above that level a couple of weeks ago, the third week of July, but that level did not hold. It pulled back, but it did hold the middle Bollinger Band down here at 7 cents. And then the break above the 50-week moving average is signaling that this wants to head higher. If you look back here, there hasn't been a close above the 50-week moving average in a very, very long time. So that is the key level to hold if there is a big pullback. You know, you want to see that 10-cent level hold. You don't want to see the candles pull back below the 50-week moving average. But as long as that 50-week moving average does hold, then this becomes a candidate for a longer-term swing trade. If you're more of a long-term swing trader, as long as candles are forming above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-week moving average, the signal is you can keep riding. Once there's a close below that 50-week moving average, if it's above the middle Bollinger Band, then you just want to exit the trade. But it's as long as it's holding, you know, there could be a breakout higher. As you can see here, this February high close is the next level to break. That was the high of day or high of week. So if you want a weekly close above that, and then it's the November high close back here is the huge resistance level. So if it can get above that, then you're talking about a potential run back up into dollar land. So first off, though, it's got to break that resistance from February. You notice there was giant volume behind the move this week. There was a parabolic SAR bullish flip. The green dots flip below the candles. So that was a very good, a very bullish move. You notice on ETH.X, ETH.X crossed minus DI to the upside, so that's a bullish crossover. You've got plus DI breaking out, and then another very bullish development is up here on RSI. It's currently at 54, so there's a lot of room to run until that 70 overbought level. And so now that it broke above 54, notice how back here, you know, it broke above 50. It's had a hard time staying above 50, and so if it can stay above that level, that's another signal that the stock is very bullish and it has more upside potential. If it drops back below 50, that would be a signal it's not ready to head higher. So if it dropped back below 50 on RSI, it would likely pull back and drop below that 50-week moving average. So you want to see RSI above 50 and holding that 50-week moving average, and that'll signal more upside potential. Okay, let's look at BTSC. So we just looked at BTCS. This is Bitcoin Services, BTSC, and as you can see here, that got RSI at 67. It needs to break over 70, and or it has room to run until 70 till the overbought level, just a little bit. But if you look back here on a previous run, it ran all the way up to 90. So it does have more room to run. This is the last chart that we posted. We posted this on Thursday, and this was posted on the about the break above the 50-day simple moving average. It ended up closing above that level, currently at 8 cents. So you want to see that green line hold 0.08. There was a nice push up above this closing price back here in June, on June 20th, but the share price pulled back and ended up closing below that level. So that this 11.5 level is the key level to break next week. It needs to close above that level, and then that would put this June 5th close on deck. That's the recent high close. If it can close above 14.5 and turn the level into support, then this could end up breaking out much higher. So keep an eye on BTSC. They did put out some news last week as well. So this chart is really heating up. It did pull back. It did have some profit takers, but there was this giant volume spike, and then if you notice here, there were bullish crossovers on MACD. So those both happened on Thursday of last week. So that's a signaling of a potential start of a new uptrend. If you look back on the previous uptrend, the bull crosses on MACD signaled the start, and it ended up running for quite for several days in a row. So this is looking like the possible start of a new run. There's a bullish crossover on well, ETH.X minus DI and is the red line, and plus DI is the green line. You can see how they're pinched, and there's a big breakout here on with plus DI breaking out to the upside, and then with ETH.X and minus DI pinched here, what you want to see is that black line crossing the red line to the upside. Okay, so yeah, nice move here for BTSC. We'd like to see it continue. Another Bitcoin-related stock is GAHC. And so yeah, this is, I just want to show you the last chart because a technical development happened on Friday. If you look at the last chart, the reason why we posted it is there was a close, we had this break above this downtrending channel on this candle on back here on the 19th of July, and then on the 20th there was this close above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average, and so that was signaling possible start of a new uptrend. There was a parabolic SAR bullish flip, there was good volume, and the share price did pull back and it held the middle Bollinger Band. It took a couple of weeks for this play to set up, but it kept holding that middle the middle Bollinger Band, which is also the 20-day simple moving average, this dotted purple line, and then it began heading higher. And then today, or on Friday, the big development was the close back above that 50-day simple moving average. After it closed below, it turned the middle Bollinger Band into support. Now it's closed back above. That usually signals that it wants to break out higher. And notice that there was a parabolic SAR bullish flip. There was another flip just like last time here. There was good volume last time, but if you look at the volume now, it's actually much bigger. There was almost twice as much volume, almost 40 million shares traded on Friday. There was a recent bull cross here, or since the well, there's a bull cross. Yeah, if you look at the 8, 13, and 5. You've got a bull cross down here on MACD, so that was signaling the possible start of this push higher. So yeah, so the chart's looking good here. We just want to see if it can continue. The key level to break is going to be back here on this resistance zone from the middle of June, June 20th high close, and so that's about 0.035. So you want to see that level break, and then the high close level is going to be up here on the bottom of this black candle, 0.055. So if it can get above 0.035, you could see a run up to 0.055 resistance. That's going to be the huge level to break. Okay, that's a good one. And then look at MGTI. Okay, this is a notorious ticker symbol, but it is breaking out, and it is blockchain related. And so if you look here at it's closed up 16% on Friday, and there was a very bullish development on this chart as well. It's breaking out higher. There was a golden cross down here where the 50-day simple moving average crossed the 200-day simple moving average to the upside in the last week of July, and so that's a very bullish development. The candles are riding above the middle Bollinger Band, and then it closed above the high close resistance level, which was right here on the first trading day of July. And so there was a close above that level. Basically, we're calling it 140. And so you want to see 140 turn into support. And then right above at 150 is the bottom of this gap. You have to go all the way back here to October 2016. And the top of this candle, I know it's kind of hard to see on here, but there's a gap between the low of day on this candle and the high of day on this candle. And so the bottom of the gap now is the big resistance level to break. So if you see MGTI get above 150, it could make a strong move all the way above $2 because there's a gap, a big space in the chart, and the top of the gap is up here at about 215. So the bottom of this candle. So a break above 150. Now don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's not in the clear because above 150 is the 300-day simple moving average at 163, and so that's going to be a huge resistance level to break. It's going to be so it's going to be the bottom of the gap. Has to get above the 300. If you can get above the 300, then the top of the gap will be on deck. But yeah, don't forget about that 300-day simple moving average. That could signal a top if it fails to break that level. So notice volume has been picking up. So there's been good volume on Friday. It was the largest volume since since all the way back in June, so that's usually a good sign. And then if you look down here on MACD, there's recent MACD bull crosses, so all signaling the possible start of a breakout higher. So yeah, so keep an eye on MGTI, and then one more to look at is SWHI. It did close. This is kind of like the worst of breed of the Bitcoin related stocks that we follow, but yeah, keep an eye on it. It's thinly traded. It did close above EMAs 4 and 8 on Friday, and the EMA 4 did have a bullish crossover above EMA 8. So we want to see those levels hold. As long as it stays, the share price stays above EMAs 4 and 8, the stock will be in play. If it closes back below, it will no longer be in play. So we're keeping an eye on it. It did have the bullish volume spike. It has to get above 0.0015 resistance. That's going to be a key level to break. If you look back here, we'll just see if it can get above 0.00. If it can keep the uptrend going. Another green candle formed on Monday would be a bullish signal. Okay, so thank you very much for viewing this video. Check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com for more charts and technical analysis. Okay, thank you.